Smart goals suck. That's right, I said it. I believe smart goals limit our thinking. I believe smart goals puts bars in front of us. I believe smart goals makes us think small and not big. Let me explain. Smart, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. If Elon Musk set a smart goal, would we be on Mars or go into Mars or head into Mars? If Henry Ford set a smart goal, would we have an 8-cylinder engine? If JFK set a smart goal, would we have landed a man on the moon? I believe in this so much. I was going over my goal-setting system, and I'm changing, I'm adjusting my goal-setting system. I'm evolving because I found something that didn't work, that didn't resonate with me, that didn't excite me. What I'm talking about is the A specifically in SMART. Attainable. I think attainable drags us down. I think attainable puts a limit on us. I'm replacing SMART goals with bad goals. Big, audacious, dangerous. Big, bold goals. Audacious goals. Like, are you out of your mind? Thinking you can accomplish that? That's audacious. That lights a fire under your ass. That really gets you lit up. It gives you a purpose. Dangerous. Not dangerous to life, but dangerous to, I don't know about that. Like, it makes your belly go wonky. Like, you're like, this sounds really crazy to me. Right? How crazy does it sound that we're going to travel to Mars? How crazy does it sound that we're going to put a man on the moon? Those are audacious goals. Those are goals that excite you. We've all set SMART goals. Every January 1st, we set a SMART goal. I'm going to weigh 160 pounds by June 1st. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Why didn't I achieve it? Why haven't you achieved it? I'm going to increase my income by $500 by June 1st. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Why wasn't it achieved? If SMART goals is the end-all be-all, then why are we setting SMART goals and still not achieving them? Because I think that SMART goals, first off, limits us in our thinking. We're not thinking big enough. Look over my shoulder, think big. We're not thinking big enough. We're not setting those big, hairy, audacious goals. The BHAGs. When we set audacious goals, crazy goals, that's where we get excited. I have a friend, Jason Dree, says this all the time. What do you believe? What do you believe is possible? What do you believe is impossible? Right? What do you believe is impossible? What do you believe is so crazy, it would get you completely excited, but you believe it's impossible? Set a goal like that. That's a goal that you want to set. I think that we don't execute on our goals because we just have the components of a goal. We just have how to actually write a goal. It's the steps to a goal. That's what I believe. We're missing the attributes of those goals. We're missing how do I actually execute on these goals? How do I execute? How do we send a man to the moon? How did we invent the 8-cylinder engine? And we did it through what I reference as cars. Consistency. Consistency, getting 1% better every single day. If you get 1% better every single day, you're 37 times better at the end of the year. Just think about that for a second. Think about where you are right now. Think about being 37 times better 1 year from now. Extrapolate that out over 3 or 5 years. Holy cow. That's how you execute on your goals. It's consistency. How do I perform consistently? Well, I have this big audacious goal that I just set. Now we start getting into attainable. When I lay down at night, one of the things that I do before I lay down is I fill out the 3 things that I'm going to do the next day that's going to move the needle on my audacious goal. And check this out. Just by me writing those 3 things out, automatically makes them attainable. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna land a man on the moon tomorrow. That's not attainable. But I will say that I'm going to take 1 step towards that goal. And in taking that step, it automatically becomes attainable. I'm not going to set such a short-term goal if it's not attainable. Back to the weight loss. I'm going to weigh 160 pounds by June 1st. What's the 3 things I'm going to do today? What's the 3 things I'm going to write down today to do tomorrow? Maybe it's find foods that are low in carbs and high in proteins. Maybe it's a workout regimen. Maybe it's how to stay away from processed foods. So maybe tomorrow my 3 things is I'm going to find the workouts that I'm going to do. I'm going to find the foods that I'm going to eat. And I'm going to create the diet for myself. All attainable, but it's already organically built into when I set that goal, that action step for tomorrow. So I think that the attainable part becomes part of the action steps we set on the very, very minute micro goals that are going to get us to that audacious macro goal. Consistency is a big, big part of it. Now, how do I stay consistent? Accountability. Find an accountability partner. I've been talking about dropping weight and living a healthier lifestyle and doing hikes more often. And I kind of fell out of that, right? Like I set the goal, but I just kind of fell out of it. And then a friend of mine was saying that she wanted to do the same thing. And I said, all right, let's get together. Let's be each other's accountability partner. And check this out. She's not my neighbor. She lives halfway across the country. You can have an accountability partner that isn't right next door to you. She expects a text from me of how many steps I took, how many miles I walked, what hike did I do, what workout did I do. Here's a snapshot of the calories that I counted. And I expect the same from her. And it's holding us accountable because now it's very easy for me to say, I'm not going to walk today. I'm too busy. But I can't explain that to an accountability partner. Like, I don't care that you were too busy. Get your shit done. Execute. Results over excuses. It's literally our slogan here. That's how you stay consistent. You stay consistent in 2 manners. 1, you break it down to manageable, tiny, manageable little pieces that are so much easier to execute on. They're so easy to execute on that you don't even realize you're executing on them. And you tell people what your endeavor is. And just by their comments, just by them watching in the background, holds you accountable. I have a mentor on my 100 videos in a 100-day challenge. And he always sends me a little message. I'm watching in the background. He wants me to know that he's still there. We may not talk all the time, but I'm still there. I'm still watching you. That puts just that little bit of pressure. Pressure makes diamonds, baby. That is so true. Puts that little bit of accountability on me, that little bit of pressure of I can't let him down. He's invested in me. That's what accountability is. Responsibility. Take responsibility for your actions. And scribing. S is scribing. When you set a goal, it's really important for you to write that goal down. And it's important for you to write that goal down because it moves it from the creative side of your brain to the logical side of your brain. And when it moves it to the logical side of your brain, that logical side, this is how you start tapping into your unconscious. Your unconscious is what's actually going to achieve the goal. Your unconscious is going to, you're telling your brain that it's important. And you're telling it it's important because you're writing it down. So it's moving it from the right to the left. And when it moves it into the left, your left side says, all right, what are some ways we can accomplish this? What are some things that we can do? You're activating your reticular activating system. This is important to me. Watch in the world for ways that I can now execute on this goal. How do you think this happened? I mean, I just did this. I was going over my workbook and I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. Attainable just doesn't make sense to me. And my RAS started thinking about, well, why doesn't it make sense? And it doesn't make sense because it limits you. If I can only set a goal that's attainable, how am I supposed to grow? How am I supposed to stretch myself? This is how growth happens. Growth happens when you remove yourself from comfortability. It's a good word I just created, right? You have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to lean into being uncomfortable. How do you do that if you already know I'm going to set a goal and it's already attainable? Right? And it doesn't work. Like we have proof that it doesn't work. This was set up for business and in the management world. We're talking about in the trenches of our personal lives. Let's get really crazy in our goals. Let's set big, audacious goals. That's how we become inspired. And through that inspiration, it keeps us in that consistent actions every day. That's my 2 cents on why SMART goals suck. I think SMART goals actually limit us. It limits our thinking. It keeps us in a box. The box of, well, I don't know if this is attainable because I've never done it before. So I have no reference for it. Isn't that what goals are for? To push us? To stretch us? To allow us to grow? What are your thoughts? Do you think I'm out of my mind because I think SMART goals suck? Or do you think I'm right? Let me know. Guys, around here, we live up here in the numerator, not down in the denominator. Go out there today and be unstoppable. And absolutely crush your day. I love spending time with you guys. Have a very blessed day.